The richest man in American history is not alive today. Even considering how much inflation has made the American dollar more lucrative and expensive, he still holds the title of richest man to ever live in America. After studying his business tactics and ways he did business, I'm positive I can find a way of why he was so rich and powerful. And I'm positive I can tell you how he became so rich and powerful. John D. Rockefeller was a smart and capable businessman who made his choices and who made tactics that are used by businessmen today. And he was also a very, very good philanthropist, and he cared about his fellow man. I believe he cared deeply about his fellow man because of what he did. Today, I will tell you how he made his money, how his ideas and charisma made his business very lucrative and profitable, how his business tactics are still practiced today, how he did when he dissolved his partnership and made a corporation, his business soared even more, how he manufactured his goods and used them cheaply and made his goods so cheap and profitable, and how he was a very good philanthropist. He was not born a rich man. He was born in July 8th, 1939, which was July 8th, my birthday, in Richmond, New York. His father, Davidson Rockefeller, was a con artist and not a very good man. He would sell elixirs and fake items to people who were sick and in need. And when those people found out their items were fake and not good, they would always come after him, but he would be gone by that time. After a certain deal went bad, he would move to Cleveland, Ohio with his family. This is where Rockefeller started at his first job. He worked at a bookstore called William and Turtle, where he would earn Wits and Turtle, where he would earn 50 cents a day, which is $13. It was a good earning, but he wanted to be greater. So he opened up his own business. Sold meat, wheat, and goods for good prices, and in his first year earned $400,000. But he still wanted more. Now here's the part where everybody's gonna want to listen. This is where he made his money at when the oil rush became a thing. When the oil rush happened, everybody wanted to drill for oil, but Rockefeller knew that the good part of oil was in refining it. That's where the money was, in refining oil. And so he and his brother, close friends, and a chemist got all the money together and bought his first ever factory, where he would refine oil that his suppliers got from the fields. And in his first year, again, he made amazing profits because of his business tactics, which was produce the oil cheaply and use the byproducts of the oil to power his plants, and other parts to sell to people who would pay him for the bad parts of the oil. So he would use every single part of the oil he used, and that's why he got the chemist, because he knew that he could find a way to use the undesirable parts. And even after that, he would buy his own forest to make his own barrels, which provided more cheap stuff for him to use. He wouldn't have to spend money on barrels or fuel for his factories, which made him even more money. And even after this, because he was doing everything so cheaply, he could buy out all the other oil companies in the state of Ohio and in the country. And by the time he was at his height, his business owned 90% of the oil in America because of his tactics that are still used today, like buying out people and lowering your prices so low that it would cause other companies to go out of business because no one would buy the oil because theirs is too expensive, which tactics that are still used today. and as you can see from this chart, his earnings will grow from 1885 to 1905 by the time his business was disbanded. At one point, he even had to go against one of his friends, Carnegie, who provided railroads for his oil to be shipped on. And Carnegie had to up the price of his shipping because railroads were going out of style, not out of business, but out of style because there was only so much land to use for railroads. And so when Carnegie upped his prices, Rockefeller made the first pipeline and made getting oil to his people even cheaper, which made him more money. Eventually, the government had to step in because he owned basically all the oil in America, and because of that, they had to split him up. And so when this split up Rockefeller's monopoly, Standard Oil became 7 new companies, which over time merged and became all the oil companies we see today, like Chevron, BP, and ExxonMobil. Rockefeller was also a very avid philanthropist. He gave back to the community by making the Rockefeller Center, which is still around today, which provides jobs, cares for people, and has medicine. And back in the 1930s, when it was built, it needed to be built to provide jobs and a place for people, for disenfranchised people to live because of the Great Depression, which was still ravaging America around this time. And he lived by what he said. Don't be, as I said here, don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. He wanted people to be happy and care for people. So he always told them, be good, be great, not good. Like when he made it, like he made his store. He wanted to be good, not great. Sorry, he wanted to be great, not good. And overall, John D. Rockefeller was the richest man in American history, as you can see. Only person who came close to him was his colleague, Carnegie. He was a caring man, a rich man, and his legacy is still alive today because of his tactics he made in business. He used tactics like buying out opponents and lowering his prices so low that opponents cannot keep up. Thank you for your time.